Hey guys, it's Beth. Today I'll be using a 14-inch wreath frame from Dollar Tree, one of their signs, and some of their mesh. I used 2 rolls of their orange mesh. I cut 12 strips of it at 20 inches, and I just used my rotary cutter to cut those. Same thing with the yellow mesh from Dollar Tree. Cut 12 strips. Same with the white mesh. So 2 rolls of each of the mesh. And then I use this white tool, cut it 12 inches, as well as the orange and yellow, and I needed 6 strips of each of those, just using 1 roll each. I will be working on the second and third rings on the frame. In each section, you'll have 3 pipe cleaners. And you will put 2 on the third ring, 1 on the second ring on this first section. I take the white mesh, roll up the ends, and then kind of just walk my fingers along, pinching it until those ends meet. In the center of that, I put it in between one of the pipe cleaners and twist it. And then do the same thing with the next piece of mesh. Roll the ends, pinch it in the center till it meets. Put that on top of the pipe cleaner, twist again. Same thing with the tool. Just bunch it up in the center, put it in between the pipe cleaner, twist it a few times and cut off the excess. And then I did the same thing 6 times for the white mesh. That's what it looks like when one section's filled in. And for the next section, I'll be putting 2 pipe cleaners on the second ring and just 1 on the third. So you'll alternate each section doing your pipe cleaners like that. So you have 2 sections filled in with white, and then you'll have 2 sections filled in with orange, and then 2 sections filled in with yellow. So 6 little bunches of each. Next, I'm making a bow for my sign. I just took different style ribbons, kind of going with the theme of the candy corn with a little bit of black added in. If the ribbon was 2.5 inches wide, I cut it in half. The rest of them are 1.5 inches. I take one ribbon at a time, pinching it in the center, and then kind of make an X in my hand, just holding it nice and tight in the center, alternating the different patterns. Once I have it all filled in with my ribbon, I add some raffia on top and then tie it with twine in the center, tying a knot. I then trim up the raffia and kind of scrunch it in the center just to make it look a little bit more messy. And then I spread apart some of the ribbons and trim up some of the ribbons that are too long. And then put some hot glue on the back of it and glue that to the top of my little sign that was from Dollar Tree. And then I wasn't sure if I wanted to put it on the side or the center, but I ended up going with the center. And to attach it, I'm using zip ties. I just close 2 zip ties and glue one to the top of the sign in the back and one to the bottom of the sign in the back. And then I spread apart some of the bunches of mesh, and I'm going to take 2 more zip ties. I take a zip tie and wrap it around the frame, and it's hard to see on here, but I'm looping it through the zip tie I glued to the back of the sign. And I just pull the one that's around the frame nice and tight and do the same to the bottom. And that is it. I love how it turned out. Thank you guys so much for watching.